Hey guys, welcome back to the Solid State Gamer Weekly Mailbag Series. I'm your host, John Rivera. Today is Wednesday, December 24th, 2014, and I've acquired a few things from the interwebs through online retailers and such, resellers and the like, just to give you guys a lowdown on what's going on the site so far. Pretty much, I've put out a new retro game review on Fade to Black for the PS1. I hope you guys check it out. If you guys have a taste for old classic PS1 games, check it out. It's a game that for its time had a lot of production value put into it. It hasn't aged particularly well, but it still has some memorable moments in it. Definitely check out the review if you guys are still kind of on the fence as to whether or not you want to take the plunge on that. Just to give you a little preview of that, 3 out of 5. It's good. It's good. It has its problems, though. Of course, that's the previous mailbag video. Going up ahead of this, I broke a story talking about Twin Galaxies. They are working very diligently on fixing their adjudication process for submitting and approving world record scores. I find this as being especially important because I myself have a world record and I'm trying to get my certificate. By the way, the world record is on Transbot for the Sega Master System. And this article right here pretty much talks about essentially a live stream video that Jace Hall, the current owner of Twin Galaxy, yes, that's right. Jace Hall, previously of Monolith, video game designer turned video producer, is now the head of Twin Galaxies. Actually, he's been the head of Twin Galaxies for quite some time, and he's been working very diligently to fix the adjudication process and also pretty much just give back some credibility to the Twin Galaxies organization that's always been been filled with strife. And I don't really know why that is. I've seen all the documentaries having to do with it, and I still to this day don't really understand why all that strife exists with the Twin Galaxies organization. Hopefully that gets fixed, not just for the sake of the organization itself, but for all the people who care about the preservation of all these achievements and records and just the preservation of our gaming history, which is something I find to be especially important. So hopefully that gets solved really quick, and for my sake, hopefully I can get my certificate for Transbot. I have like 500,000 points on it, give or take some change or something like that. And also, I got that score certified on 9909, the 10-year anniversary of the Dreamcast, right on the day. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, enough about the website and stuff. Just be sure to check it out. We just finished recording our latest ROMcast, so hopefully we have that up for tomorrow. But anyway, without further ado, these are my recent pickups for this week. This is a Sega 32X game copy of Shadow Squadron. It's a 3D polygonal space combat flight sim, almost kind of like Star Fox 2. I guess this is more likened to what Star Fox 2 could have been. And I saw videos of it on the web, and the gameplay looks extremely solid. The music sounds pretty good, and so did the sound effects, and it kind of just got my attention. This and Metalhead. And there's a bunch of 32X games I've been wanting to look into just to kind of assess the platform as a whole. I know it's a commercial flop in history, but that's not to say that there were bad games for it, and I'm going to try to prove that or assess that once and for all, whether or not the game library is good or bad. I know there's a bunch of ports, but this is a game I've never actually heard of. Well, I've heard of it through the grapevine, but I've never really gotten as far as to purchase a copy or emulate it. So there's that. I prefer to play games on the native hardware with the native controls and stuff. So there's that. This right here is a component RGB cable for the Nintendo Wii U. Logically, it should also work for my Nintendo Wii. However, I'm not really entirely sure of that. but the reason why I bought this is for video capture purposes for the website. So right now I'm using HDMI to hook my Wii U to my TV, but the USB video capture device that I use, at least for the higher definition stuff, uses the RGB component video cable. So now that I have that, I'll be able to bring you guys some footage of Wii U games and any other system that uses component. I suppose I've got the component cable for the 360 and PS3, even though I don't have my PS3, so there's that. And here we have one game that I've been highly anticipating to play. This is a game that came out, I would say, came out months ago actually. It's an exclusive for the Wii U, and it's made by a company called Platinum Games, and it's called The Wonderful 101. Those of you guys who are not familiar with Platinum Games, you'll know them through the series Beautiful Joe that they did for the GameCube way back when. So here, let me open this up so we can have a look-see. So here we have the front. Here we have the back. And the side right there. Here's the disc of the game, and let's see about the documentation. No, not good. I don't understand this. Since when did not having manual documentation in physical form for a video game release become obsolete? Ah, such a disappointment. Viewing the electronic manual. That's great. Viewing the electronic manual and thus straining your eyes by reading text on a screen for a nondescript amount of time. Well, that's kind of a bummer, but that's not to say that I'm not excited for The Wonderful 101. I was a huge fan of the Beautiful Joe games, and I'm very excited to get my hands onto this. But then again, I also, as you saw in my previous weekly mailbag videos, you saw a bunch of Wii U games that I haven't really had the chance to tear into yet. And it's mostly because we've been doing stuff like shooting the ROMcast. I've been trying to pretty much just do writing scripts for the Proto Watch videos, quick looks, also planning stuff for our audio productions, as well as I don't know if I should say this, but I spent an entire night. I stayed up overnight, and in other words, I did not get any sleep writing that Fade to Black review. I found a critical piece of information in there that was buried. It was not telegraphed at all to the player in the manual or out of the manual, so it almost ruined the review, but I've since fixed it, so don't worry about that. The review's fine, and you guys can check that out on the site. And be sure to check out this news report on the Twin Galaxies ownership and the new adjudication process. It's very interesting stuff. Anyway, this is pretty much what I picked up. The component cable, Shadow Squadron, and the Wonderful 101 for the Wii U. So that pretty much does it for this weekly mailbag, but be sure to tune into the Solid State Gamer for more updates, reviews, hardware analyses. Matt White's working on some more preview coverage for the World of Warships. I know incorrectly I said World of Tanks in the previous mailbag. Sorry about that. I apologize. Semantics. I had not slept. So be sure to check all that stuff out, and I'm going to do my best to, it's Christmas Eve today, so I'll do my best to get the ROMcast done by tomorrow, or at least by the end of tomorrow. So anyway, that's all for this weekly mailbag. I'm John Rivera, as always, saying see you guys next time, and be sure to tune in to the Solid State Gamer and drop us some feedback on our email, solidstateromcast@gmail.com, and the solidstategamer.wordpress.com is the URL for our main site, so be sure to check it out.